Hey everybody, Layla Black here, the founder of the Superwoman Connection, and I'm so excited because our book launch is literally around the corner. Maybe by the time you're watching this, it's already out there. So if you don't have your hands on the Superwoman book, Power, right here, showing it to you here. Can you see it on my screen? Awesome. Okay, so if you don't have your hands on this book yet, you have got to click the button or click the link or reach out to Patricia or reach out to me or get in touch with one of the authors or one of the women that are promoting the Superwoman book Power, a women's guide to ignite inner power and elevate her life to the next level. So it's filled with stories and authors around the world who are sharing their experience, sharing their journey, sharing their stories, sharing some practical assignments and exercises that you can go through to really summon your power. So I'm super excited about this. I'm going to be introducing you. You may have seen some of the other interviews with some of the other authors, and today you're going to have the chance to meet Patricia Henry. Now, she has been, a woman who I will say, no matter what challenges step in her way, technical challenges or time management challenges, or we were just talking about, that consistency factor and having so many things that you're passionate about, so many things that you're doing, and trying to focus on one specific thing. So even though she's had some challenges, the thing about Patricia is she never gives up. She knows that inside of her is a powerful message that she has to put out there. Even if it takes a year, even if it takes 2 years, she is going to develop this global brand because her heart is so big. And that is what the one thing that I always resonate with Patricia is how much she's giving with her volunteer work and with her church and, the message that she's spreading. So really excited for you to get the chance to meet Patricia here today and read her chapter as well. So Patricia, tell us a little bit about yourself and your experience, your journey with the Superwoman Connection.
Well, it has been one fantastic ride, I must say, an online internet community of very powerful women, super women, as we call ourselves. Yes, 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 power. Yes,
Yeah, power.
power, power. And my journey with that was through my mentor who got me into an online business in the first place. And that was through Marisol Dennis. She has been a powerful force in my life. And
Another author in the book as well.
yes, and a superwoman. So I got into a company with her, and in doing so, I came across the superwoman, and with you, Layla, as well, a very powerful superwoman. And so my journey with that is, of course, doing the exercises in the boot camps that they have, and just really kicking my BUTT, as I say in my book, because we all need structure and we need that consistency in our lives. And there's no greater way of achieving that with a group of powerful women who can help you through that journey. But as far as my story goes, do you want me to start there?
Yeah, tell us a little bit about, where you were at before the Superwoman.
Yeah, before I was with the Superwoman, I was a fashion designer for over 35 years in the industry. And I kind of still hold on to that because there are different freelance projects that I come across from time to time and do. But that's not my major focus. I wanted to stay home with my husband, who desperately needs me, as Layla just found out before we came on here live. But the thing is that he was my why, and I went online searching for something to do that was not in the design realm. Although when I got married, he wanted to see me in the limelight of things that I had done in that fashion industry before that. But I said, sweetheart, I'm older now. That's not my lifestyle anymore. And I want to find something that I can stay at home with and support you and help you. And again,
That's really interesting though, Patricia, because
Mhm.
there's a lot of people on the line that they either have really successful careers or they have had one in the past, and maybe they're getting older now. They're looking for something that, you know, gives them more freedom, that they can be home with their husband or their loved one or their grandkids, and, you know, seeing that time freedom factor as more important than the successful career. And so you have made that shift, and it's really interesting because I'm sure a lot of people out there can resonate with that.
Yes, most definitely. So, and to make life a little bit simple, and yes, what is the fashion industry? It is a demanding job, and you can read that in my story of what it all entails in being a fashion designer. And you do have the limelight. I mean, every single company that I was with, I got to travel. And I did not have to fork over a dime. Of course, it's a tax write-off for them. And of course, if I spend any money, it was a tax write-off for me as well, depending on where I went. But most of the time, the last trip I went to China with a friend of mine who had their own company, and we did a lot of beading and stuff. So the best place to do that and resource that all is in China. But I can see myself going back 17 hours to fly there, and then we spend months at a time to be over there. And again, I had that particular job when I was married. And, you know, my husband, he was pick me up at the airport and, oh, I missed you, that type of thing. You know, sometimes our men, Layla, can be such babies, right? But so that is a good thing. It shows the love. Matter of fact, this little heart, if you guys ever see any of my videos or anything, he gave me this back in 2007, my first trip to China, and it has a little heart on it with a rose on it. Maybe you guys didn't know, but that's a little fact about me that my hubby gave me. And
Now we'll all notice it in all of your videos. We'll be
yeah,
like,
so
where's
that's
this?
that. I never take it off. I shower with it and I do everything. But basically, that is the thing. My why is my husband. And like I said, being a fashion designer, it comes with a lot of perks, but it is 24/7. I know a lot of fashion designers who didn't even have children because it is so demanding.
Mhm.
You know, of course they had children later and they do have children, but I was at the age too of where I did not have any children. But let's get back to maybe my creativity. My creativity came from my mom. And unfortunately, I don't think I tell this part in the story, but my mom had nervous breakdowns. But my mom was my idol because she was such a creative person. And, you know, being a child, your mom is your everything. More so as a girl, more than my dad. You know, my dad's always out. Of course, when he would come home, we all hug him and stuff. But my mom was just my idol, and she was so creative. She's the one introduced me to art, all the arts, music, art, dance, you name it. That was what my mother did. So to find this online business, I'm thinking, how can this be creative? Well, joining this back to the Superwomen, back to see all these women with all their different talents that Jehovah God gave every single person. We're made in the image of God. Now, sometimes we ask, well, what is our favorite quote? It's not a quote, but you know, we are made in the image of God, and God is creative. So all of these women are creative. Layla, you are creative. Look at those beautiful babies you have now. You know, so and your creative vision for your team and what you do is amazing. And I want to emulate what you're doing. You're younger than me. I'm 64, and how old are you now, Layla?
That's the mystery, isn't it?
But,
I'm in my
but
30s,
yeah,
so
she's
yeah.
she's in her 30s, guys. But
Mhm.
this girl is so talented as well. She has catalyzed me to want to be the person that I want to be. And that's why you have to read our Superwoman book, because every single author in there, including myself, have been inspired by Layla.
Oh, well, thank you. And the same goes for you. It's been such an honor to be part of a community where we all learn from each other, and we're in this place where we're open to learning from each other. We're open to hearing each other's experience and supporting each other through their breakdowns and their breakthroughs, and seeing that firsthand, being a part of it, and sometimes being the cause of it. A lot of the women in our group, by speaking on our calls and our podcasts and our trainings, have really become the catalyst. They have become the change maker out there with these women and inspiring women to their greatness and their power. So thank you. As far as your book, as far as your chapter within the book, what's one thing you can kind of leave everyone that's watching with, one thing that they're going to learn or they're going to take away from your chapter?
Well, the biggest takeaway, I believe, is that they're going to learn how to discover their creativity as well. Because there's a little exercise that I had in there. And I know that all people are not fashionistas. That's the first thing I say. I have a little disclaimer. And when they go in there, even though they have a job that may be creative and they may because like I said, again, I enjoyed being a fashion designer. You get the wonderful accolades. You see people wearing your clothes and your designs out there on the street. Well, that's kind of all superficial, as we know. But if you can help a woman with her inner self, and I have an exercise there because with some of the women that I partnered with in boot camps, they revealed to me that they didn't feel as glamorous as I did or I looked. So they would always give me compliments. Matter of fact, I got one the other day that someone said, "No wonder why you are always dressing so nice," or "That's why," when I tell them, "Oh, I used to be a fashion designer." So that kind of relieves them from that. But I said, you can do the simplest thing. I know my beauty secret is, what is it? Just go get a new lipstick for the season or whatever and throw that on. And I won't reveal the other things that I tell you about in that little exercise, but that's just one thing that they can do. Go out and buy a new lipstick or a gloss if you don't like to wear, bright lipstick or something like that, but something that'll make the femininity in you stand out and give you some pride at being a woman. And like I said, a lot of people feel inferior. A lot of women feel inferior. And my mother, even though she had her insecurities at being someone who had nervous breakdowns, she was a strong woman. And she never let that get to her. So she kind of instilled that in me. Whatever we do in life, make yourself feel good. And it's not a selfish thing to do so because other people will notice it as is, and they may want to emulate you. And that's my best advice for people. And join the superwomen, of course, because in doing so, they can surround themselves with people who can lift them up.
Yeah, you touched on some really probably pain trigger points for some people who, especially us women who play that comparing game, or, they might see how stunning you look today, Patricia, and they might be intimidated by that, or think that they have to do that to, be on a hangout or to cut a video, when really, this is just who Patricia is. She loves fashion. She loves to, wear bright colors and cool glasses. And, if that's your thing, that's awesome. But if it's not, just really what the Superwoman focus on is this inner relationship that you have with yourself, and really saying, okay, who am I? And I am proud of that. And when that comes through, my best advice for you guys is to wear a smile, smile on camera. Sometimes when we're starting out on video, we're kind of nervous and we're a little bit serious, and we forget how powerful it is just to smile and look at the camera and connect with that person, because we don't smile at each other enough in real life. Do you notice that? Like walking down the street or going through the grocery store, like people don't smile at each other. Why
Not
not?
anymore.
Why not? Because it's such a powerful connection. It just makes people happy, and you just got to take time to do it. So yeah, awesome.
And that time that I jumped on, you jumped on my Periscope. Remember, I had just gotten out of the shower. I had
Oh
my hair
yeah,
was dripping wet, had no makeup on, and I do videos like that too.
you
So
do.
that is something that I do reiterate to women, especially as we grow older. You know, we're not as beautiful as Layla, you know, glowing with her smile, right, as she says, and that may trigger insecurities in someone. And
Mhm.
especially getting on camera, especially getting on video. If they have an online business, people want to know, like, and trust you. So if they see all facets of you, getting out of the shower half naked, you know, and
I
then
did a Periscope this morning in my PJs. It was like red plaid PJs. And so it's just being real and raw and authentic
yes,
and being happy with who you are, being okay with who you are.
that's
Mhm.
basically it.
Yeah, and it's really cool when you get to go through the Superwoman Connection. You get to read the book. You get to implement some of these exercises and some of these tips that the women have collaborated together to help you step into your power, to help you summon this incredible person that's inside of you right now. It just may be blocked by some things that you're holding on to, or some painful beliefs that you may have that came from, you know, from different places in your past, and really tackling that. I think that the Superwoman Connection has done such an amazing job of unifying together, unifying women to spread this mission, to spread this message of really being happy within ourselves and creating, allowing that space for that creativity, right? Because a lot of us, we don't allow it. So yeah, so thanks so much, Patricia. I mean, it's awesome to see you. I'm so excited for everybody to get your hands on the book. Any last words or final thoughts?
Okay, I just muted myself. The last thing is get the book. You know, we are ultimately entrepreneurs, and we're guiding people to a call to action in their lives so that they can, if they read the book, then
Mhm.
they'll resonate with any one of the authors in there, myself, Layla, and the other authors, whoever they resonate to. Pick one, choose one, pick a couple that you could relate with, and take action by implementing some of the exercises in the book, and come join us.
Join the community. Yeah, awesome. I mean, seriously, that's the only way that you will truly understand the amazing value that this has to add to your life. And you know, these women have been there for the birth of my children. You know, it's just it's been such a great journey, and we want you to be a part of it. And we are opening our arms to you. So take action, get the book, and plug into our community, Superwoman Connection. Thanks so much, Patricia Henry. You're awesome. Peace, everybody.
Peace.